Greetings, my fellow warriors of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Yesterday, we had this movement. A lot have moved, and it was interesting. And I will try to explain. I think what I think it is going on. So we know that in last 2 3 weeks we had some big whale buying a large position in total, in my opinion, around $200 million entering in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac combined, using, including preferred shares. So obviously he was done yesterday with those big buys. If you look, we don't have the previous period, but if you look at the previous period, there was like these fast buys of that whale, and he was finished. And when he was finished, there is an option that he stay without the money, without the option to buy the shares from another big whale, and he start buying on the global market. That is basically a normal situation. If they don't have the uh, option to buy normally, and they determine, okay, the price of this share is profitable to buy below 10, we'll buy it. But we also had actions of the short sellers. At the end of the day, we had this short attack. It went from 712 to 6 something. And at the beginning of the yesterday, Friday, there was also a sharp decline and attack by the short sellers. How they do attack, basically, we saw on a chart. You can, if you look at the chart, you will see just the sharp decline. So this would be like short attack here, short attack here. At the beginning of the day was short attack, and how it is done, they actually take and sell very fast small amount of the lots, like let's say 300 shares, but they do very fast. So like let's say 1,000 times, and it push the price down. If they take and buy in one lot, it would push a little bit price. But in case that they take, let's say here in this way, it feels like almost 60 cents in a matter of 10 minutes. It is not one large transaction. It shows here as a large, but it's actually a bunch of small transactions where they are pushing using algorithm very fast. And in case that stock don't have big volume, the price decline. It is standard practice. It's not good. We don't like it, but that is how they're doing. But our stock did recover. And what is interesting with our stock, our guys don't do that. They actually buy larger pieces of shares. That is how, like, couple of thousand. And this guy can, like, throw out 1,000 with 100 shares. That's 100,000 shares, and push the price 60 cents. And our guys, if they do like with, let's say, like 10,000, they can do it for the same amount of money. They can use it 10 times. So they have such a good strategy, but obviously our whales have more money, and they want the price up. There is option why. This is a question why they want the price up. And some of the people on a Twitter suggested, and I think it is a very good idea, that it is actually end of the quarter, and the hedge funds want to show good results in the quarter, and that's why they push the stock up. Basically, the closing date, that is the hedge funds are ending the sale, is June 30th, and for that we have like Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. June and July, Monday and Tuesday, and Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. So we have like 3 more trading days for this. The question is, will the short sellers be able to defend their price, or will those big buyers will be able to push the price extremely high on a Tuesday to have the closing price good. Uh, and we'll see. But I believe in that the price will go up significantly, especially because short sellers already start to collapse. But tomorrow and on a Monday they will collapse even more. And for example, we saw that they have their standard price was, let's say, 330, 630, 650. Now we're in 710. They have 10%. It is not a lot, a loss, but for them is a lot. If you're on a margin, you're in a problem. But in Monday and Tuesday they will start to capitulate, at least some of them, and that will push the price up. um, how we know that they're in a problem? In case that you look at the volume and the price. So if you see like huge spike like this and or this, and they have like during that spike it increased the price a lot, that is capitulation, especially if it happens around 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And for example, these, as I said before, those are just transactions, big transaction between the whales, and they don't move the price. But liquidations do, and soon we'll start to see them. Probably even tomorrow, we'll start to see some. And they said around 11 we'll take and see the price. I also notice on the Twitter that they start to panic abnormally. That those short sellers are, to say that they lost the calmness they usually have, and that is good. If they're in a panic, that is good. And I can imagine, just like we just moved 20% and they're in a panic, how much they will move if we have more and when we have more. Is there any real reason to move the stock price up? I think it does. I think it is like that Trump will most probably next week for July 4th of July do something, some executive action. Have in mind that he just signed the creation and the funding of ne- uh, net wealth. Yes, here is the news, and it says that the Trump signed U.S. sovereign wealth fund, and what will be in the fund? Like it will not be potatoes. It will be like stocks. For example, it will have the Bitcoin. It will have the index funds. But have in mind that admin and the US government owns, for example, some part of the some companies like Intel, and most probably I wouldn't be surprised that part of the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac of those warrants that want to execute are split between the wealth fund and those kids account that they are creating, Trump accounts. I wouldn't like that that happens, but it is a very large probability that it will. So next couple of days for sure, and it should be that stock continue to grows, and we have Friday, sleepless night for short sellers in Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They will wake up with a headache and with and in Monday and Tuesday liquidations for them, and Tuesday it will be accounting for the hedge funds, and probably after that they will not defend that price anymore, but that they will, the short sellers will lose a lot, because even just look at this movement of the what they're doing here. Have in mind that when they take and sell the stock, they don't sell at the a regular price, they sell on a lower bid, and that is already a loss. So if the stock price share is 712 and they short it because of the spread, and the spread in this period was like 40 cents, if you buy the share, let me take. I will find a picture. No, I didn't have a picture. So basically, it caused them to do something like that to move the price. Like at this point, if the price was, let's say, 740, if they do the short sale, they don't do on 740. They do on a like 730 or something like that. Like, and the other time, the other guys is protecting the price, he's pushing up. Like, in case that you want to manipulate the price, you are losing the money and it costs you the money. In case that you have like big portfolio, and let's say like $10 million in a certain share, it doesn't matter. Do you lose like $10,000-20,000 to move the share like a couple of percent? And they use that, but they have less and less money. Like before, during day, they could move the price anytime. Now, look, they begin and short at the beginning of the day, and they didn't have the money anymore. That was like okay, and they let the stock run. And from time to time, they done small hit attacks if there was like big spike like here, but they couldn't control the price, and they saved the money for the end, and done one attack, done second attack, and basically here it was a fight. If you look, there were so basically they took, in my opinion. Let's see how much. I will think about it. But volume. So it is a lot of volume. Let's say they did took 200,000 shares on a seven. 200,000 shares on a seven. Um, that's not a lot. It's only a million. Right? They don't have the money then. They don't have enough money. They have a couple of millions of shares, but they have good strategy and good algorithm that is actually moving the price and doing what it needs to do. But they don't have. They're almost without the money. And I have noticed that before, that they stay without the money after that $20 million liquidation that they had. So they took and manipulate the price at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, because they don't have the money anymore. If they had the money, they would do it during the day, but no, they saved what is important, how it start and how you finish. That's why they're doing at the end of the day. You can learn a lot from them. They are like respectfully malevolent. So stay well, my friends. It is whole idea is that all of this is on our side, and I believe that, and we saw that Trump is creating wealth fund, and with what he will fill it. I said, not with potatoes. He will fill with stocks, and the stocks he has in his hand. That is Intel. That is Bitcoin. That is probably they will buy well found the S&P 500 or some index, and they have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Stay well, stay healthy, and we'll see each other what will today bring.